Good morning, folks. How are we doing? Happy Wednesday morning. Hope you're good. So welcome to the morning show in the beautiful sea. Just been doing like 5-10 minutes worth of lengths up and down. It's beautiful. So when you come on, do make sure you like, comment, share, let me know. I thought I'd try and attack something a little bit different. You know, a lot of the time we talk about habits and emotions and things that are holding us back in real life situations. So I thought I'd do something maybe aimed at brand new dads. So something that I think is a huge struggle, and that is when you have a baby, okay, and then suddenly your routine's completely thrown out. And the routine is king. Routine is king in terms of you becoming a much better version of yourself, in terms of you getting your time management right enough, and you getting your time management right, and you becoming healthy, and you eating well, and you getting in shape, and you getting your work-life balance in check, and all of those good things. So when you have a baby, woof, that's a huge, got that in my head this morning, haven't I? Huge transition. Suddenly you're responsible for this little human being, and then suddenly all of the things, you come second. Even though, as much as I say, you know, you are number one, you come priority for those first initial months, you are put on the pedestal, okay? You're put on the shelf. But should you be? Okay, now it's very important to think to yourself, okay, I've got this little tiny human being who I need to support. I have a beautiful wife or girlfriend who I must support, who's gone through a real trauma in giving birth. It's been very painful. It's been a long 9 months. What an amazing woman. You are now going to be helping over the next rest of your life. But initially, those first couple of weeks are going to be very, very intensive. So I think when people are having, one of the things that people ask me a lot about is that I've just had a baby. How do I go about keeping my routine? How do I go about maintaining my fitness and my health, my nutrition, my work-life balance? You know, everything's stressful and chaotic. And it's going to be. And I think my answer really, or the answer I tend to give is those first 2 weeks, just fucking forget about the routine. Just forget about eating well and tracking calories and working out. Just for 2 weeks, embrace the new birth of your son or your daughter for those 2 weeks, and be with your partner. Enough. Okay, now, going to be a dead dog in the scene in a minute. Embrace that time with them, because that is real valuable time. Those 2 weeks are the best 2 weeks of your life, where you're just realising you're becoming a father. And then after that, then we have to start prioritising ourselves again somehow. And that is the difficult part, right? Introducing habit and routine when there is a new human being around the house. With no sleep, when you're sharing the responsibility of getting up. And I think what you have to do is be really strict with your regime, okay? You have to be strict with your habits. And that's very tough, like I say. But find little snippets of time. Okay, you're only looking at 20 minutes. Okay, you then have to start focusing on yourself and get yourself back to normal routine. And this is the biggest problem in anything. It's transition. So when you transition from one job to the other, when you transition from being a non-father to being a father, when you transition from one relationship to another, what you're trying to do is adapt and overcome into this new regime with these new problems, these new barriers, and we need to be able to overcome those things. So you're going to very much learn that that testing and adjusting your routine is going to be something that's you're going to get used to. Your normal routine is probably going to be disrupted slightly, but, you know, learning when you can work out, learning when you can get up, learning when you can get the work-life balance right, as well as having this brand new baby in your life, as well as looking after your partner. And I think that's where planning really comes in for a lot of people, thinking ahead slightly, having an adaptive and overcome mindset. All things that I really recommend as we grow with our children that we have. Because when we do have young children, we have to be able to adapt our routine. We need to think fast. We need to have a plan B. We need to think, we have to think, the worst case that we're going to be pulled left or right or centre because the little ones are going to be up. And I always think about this is that like somebody on a surfboard, and then when they're surfing a wave, you know, I watch them having to adjust themselves on that wave because of the slight angle that they're going, because of the slight line of direction that they're on. And they just adjust their feet and they adapt and overcome. And that's very much like us as fathers who have older children, as fathers who have brand new babies. It's like learning to adjust when the line of direction is not the way you want to go. You suddenly have taken a different direction, something's happened, adjust those feet, and we get on board with that line of direction. But it's always having the conscious mind, okay? And a lot of the time we're unconsciously not doing anything. The unconscious bad habits start forming in the back of our minds. And if we can be conscious about the fact that, you know, we haven't worked out for a couple of weeks, we start to slip slightly, that we are just eating whatever we can get our hands on, you know, and then we start using the new baby as an excuse after those first initial weeks. So we have to start being more conscious. And I think if we're more conscious about most of the things that we do, we'd actually be in a much better place than we wanted to be, you know, being a bit more conscious about the habits that we have, more conscious about the patterns and the routines that we want in our lives, being more conscious about our work-life balance, our time that we waste on procrastinating. All of these things, okay, are unconscious habits. There's a whole different type of podcast or live feed. But I think for now, my advice really would be to enjoy the first couple of weeks, test and adjust your routine, be more conscious about your thought process, as in you are moving forwards, be more conscious that you need to have your routine back, but be able to adapt and overcome that routine, okay, should the trivial life of being a father overtake you. All right, guys? I really hope that makes sense. I hope there's some nuggets in there you can take away. I hope you have an amazing day. It'd be great to hear your thoughts if you are a new dad. If you are struggling, just drop us a PM. I'm happy to help. Here to help. Have a great day. Catch you soon.